Welcome to another Pokemon episode of Clueless Card Pulls. I'm ZWade and I like to rip open these packs and look at things that I have never seen before. Because I'm like, probably close to 20 years removed. Oh my god. It's actually closer to 30 years removed from Pokemon than it is 20. Oh boy. Pokemon booster packs are an absolute nightmare to get your hands on. But I managed to find a local game shop where I bought, a few different types from a few different extension packs or expansion packs or whatever. And this one happens to be Scarlet and Violet Twilight Masquerade. And I'm kind of low-key hoping that I come across something that is so obviously the starter Pokemon for the Scarlet and Violet generation, because I actually don't know what they are. Let's get into this first pack here. If you haven't seen one of these yet, what I kind of like to look for is some new stuff that I can comment on. Maybe it has like a stupid name or a really cool name, but I also always want to come across a little bit of nostalgia, something I do recognize. And I want to see how things have changed over time. I don't know if you know this. The original Pikachu Pokemon card looks absolutely nothing like the Pikachu would develop into. It's all short and stodgy and fat and very round. And then the show came out and he was all thin and athletic looking even. And so that one instantly changed. And so far it seems like things have kind of stayed the same with the originals, And I like that. It's they dialed in something and they're super recognizable. There's no need to change them. And this is a very doodle kind of piece of art. This Darumaka. And if I had to say, I think this to me looks like a starter Pokemon. This looks like the Charmander of my day. Maybe not. Artwork, very doodly. I like it. It's very cartoony. It's something that the weird kid kind of draws over in the corner. And people kind of make fun of that person in high school, but they're actually really talented. And they do these cool little kind of sketches and stuff. But this gives off the vibes. If it was less cartoony, I would be more confident. But this definitely looks like a starter Pokemon, which is cool because I just said I'd like to see something that looks like a starter Pokemon to me. Need to get this energy out of the way. What kind of energy is that? Metal? I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of a cutesy Pokemon, which also helps me think that maybe it's probably like a starter Pokemon, but not bad. That wouldn't be a bad starter Pokemon. An Apom. Is that its tail that it's grabbing? I'll just say this. It looks like it's trying to perform autofillet, and I'm definitely going to censor that. Don't Google it. This is quite the silly looking Pokemon, and it kind of looks like a hand is on its tail. The end of its tail looks more like a hand than its foot looks like a foot. Ridiculous looking Pokemon. Apom, Palm. If its tail is a hand, Palm. I kind of get the name, and it's Apom, and it's clearly like a monkey, so like an ape. Good name. Ridiculous looking Pokemon, but I have to mention the artwork on this is amazing. It's like a watercolor. Absolutely beautiful. There's a walkway back here with some wood fencing. This is the first time I've ever done this, but I'm going to see if they credit the artist here. They do. It looks like the illustration was done by Mugi Homato, and this might just be one of the best ones that I've seen. I love the watercolor look of it, and there's so many different shades of it. There's a lot of pinks and kind of purple colors, but there's so many different shades of it that it doesn't distract, and it just kind of keeps bringing you in. There's there's the ape palm that kind of looks like it's masturbating, but and then it draws you a little bit to the flowers, and for a watercolor there's so much detail in it, and then it takes you even further back, and it's the branch, and then the little walkway, it's it's in a garden. I like this artwork a lot. Now this card's probably has absolutely no value, but holy crap, a Poliwag was is not one of my favorites, but Poliwrath was. I liked to play through the games with a Poliwrath as my water Pokemon if I didn't start with Blastoise. And so Poliwag, I like Poliwag because of that reason, because I like Poliwrath, and I liked Poliwrath before I got Poliwrath. So this one actually makes me very happy. Let's take a look at the art. It's more watercolor. I love the style. Very cool. We can get down on that one. Helioptile. Cartoony. It kind of reminds me of a Cartoon Network in the early 2000s, late 90s, Dexter's Lab. That kind of style. Maybe a little bit of Courage the Cowardly Dog, although not quite as dark. Perrin. Hey, you know what? This is someone I can get behind because I'm also a photographer. So I don't know who Perrin is, where she fits into the lore. I mean, if this is for kids, she should probably put on more clothing, but I like her. She has cool colored hair. She's got a camera. It looks like a flagship camera because it's very big. I also have a flagship camera. And so, if she's free this weekend, I'd like to maybe take her out. melodic. I like the name. It sounds like melodic. This doesn't give off the vibes of like a common. This looks like a Pokemon that would be like really powerful. Although it looks like it evolves from an incredibly hideous fish that is indeed hideous but has a great name. Its name is Feebas. Not Seabass, but Feebas. And for whatever reason, it evolves into like a straight up dragon serpent or something. Yeah, it's like I don't even know what it is. It looks like a dragon, but it doesn't have any arms or anything. So it's kind of like a sea, like an eel or something. This Pokemon here looks familiar. The artwork is really good. It almost has like a 3D kind of effect to it. It's clearly a spider of some sort. They kind of got close to that with the name Ariados. Like arachnid, or I don't know. It seems like they kind of started, but yeah, it's an okay looking Pokemon. Okay, so this evolves from something, a Spinarak, which Spinarak is a better name, I think. Spinning a web, arachnid. So the Spinarak has a cool name. I don't know if this is the final stage. This kind of reminds me back in the day again of like I don't know, like this would evolve into like a Beedrill or something. But no, because it's not really like a cocoon, like Metapod and Kakuna. I don't know. It just seems like it should go somewhere from here. Luxio. This is a Pokemon that looks like it would be like a fan favorite, and it's reverse holo, although it is a common. This looks like something like from my generation would be like an Eevee. This looks like a lot of people would like vibe with this. Like they would have a stuffed animal of this. So like Luxio or Luxio. I love this like busy like artwork in the reverse holo area. Cool artwork. I like the upward angle. And we've got something here, a Torkoal. This isn't the final one. This is a rare. I don't know if it matters, but I've seen like a silver star. I've seen black stars, and this one appears to be a gold star, but I don't know if it's just because it's a holo. Again, we've got this our diagonal holo that I like. I don't know what this thing is, but this is amazing artwork. So it took me a second to find the Pokemon because I don't know what any of these creatures are, but it's like this, kind of looks like a turtle back here. And what's amazing about this card, forget the Pokemon. Great name, by the way. Torkoal. It's clearly a fire Pokemon. Coal, tortoise, Torkoal. Great fucking name. But this is like just like an amazing piece of like art, right? So you have like this old man back here who's like taking care of Torkoal, and this kind of looks like a big oven, like a stone pizza oven. So like maybe that's where this, like that's his Torkoal maybe, and he's just like taking care of it. Looks like he's petting it maybe. Actually, now that I look at it, it's kind of sad because it looks like the Torkoal has its eyes closed, and it looks like he's giving it something. And so that's kind of sad. You know what? This is all like pottery and stuff. So I wonder if this old man is an artisan, and this is his Torkoal, and his Torkoal keeps the oven nice and hot where he does the baking to harden his clay pots. This is damned cool. If this isn't worth any money, this one Pokemon card here tells like an entire story. If this card is not worth anything, then I don't even know what people are doing, because America doesn't play the game hardly, not like they do in Japan, so I've heard. And so like, I guess if this isn't worth something, I really have no idea whatever would be collectible, because I just love this. What great art. It's not the best thing to have like a full holo because it's kind of hard to see. I really had to get at it to like appreciate the entire scene. Very cool. And we get to our final one, Arcanine. Arcanine I recognize, but this doesn't look like Arcanine, and I wonder if that's because it's a Hisuian Arcanine. Now, is that like a different territory? Kind of like the Kanto and Johto in the second gen? Kanto in the first gen, Kanto and Johto in the second, like Gold and Silver? I don't know. So maybe they just kind of look different if they come from like a different continent or something? Or is it like an evolutionary pattern? It looks like it evolves from a Growlithe, which I recognize from Gen 1, Hisuian Growlithe. But I mean, Growlithe and Arcanine they've always been like cool, right? They've always been like cool Pokemon. And this one I'd argue looks like even cooler, actually. It has a bit of an extra like Japanese vibe to it, or like an ancient Chinese kind of vibe to it, like an ancient like East kind of look to it. Like it kind of looks like its face looks like a samurai mask, you know? And so that's really cool. Whoever designed the Pokemon did a very good job on it. I think it's very cool. And I'm actually really excited about this pack. This is pretty cool. I don't know anything about the Hisuian or whatever, but it's like nostalgia and it's new. So this is like a double winner for me for this channel. And then this. I mean, I'm not going to go on about that again, but that is just so cool. And Luxio, let me know in the comments if this is like a fan favorite, you know, like Pikachu would have been or something. It just has that look to it. It has that look like Eevee, you know, that people would just be down with. That was a great pack. Hopefully there's something to this Twilight Masquerade, because I really, really, really enjoyed especially these back ones, like closer to the back. These, I don't care about this. I like Perrin. Ooh, ZWade, let me take a picture. No, not in public. Poliwag, I feel good about the Poliwag. You know, Poliwag is nostalgia, and it goes into Poliwrath. And I have a special connection with Poliwrath. Yeah, good pack. Really great pack. I'm in a good mood, man. We're starting this one off good. The last Clueless card pull that I did, I ended up with, what was that thing called? A Dreepy? I ended up with a Dreepy, which I already thought was a stupid Pokemon. And then I ended up with a holographic Dreepy in the exact same pack, and it was like the last pack. And so it was like a Pokemon I didn't like, only a holographic version of it. And it was just a bad pack. I don't remember what all else was in it, but it was a really bad pack. Oh yeah, and then the very last, you know, I'm kind of making these like consecutively. And so I still haven't like looked up prices to see if that trainer card was worth anything. But, you know, I'm trying to see what these new Pokemon are and like some of the old Pokemon that I recognize. And I got a damn holographic trainer card. But this one's starting off better, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this. So Magic the Gathering cards are way easier to open than Pokemon. The Magics, you can just kind of tear them, and they tear perfectly like a candy bar. These things are like hot glued together. I'm always worried about like damaging these cards because it's like sometimes it can be so tough to open them. I don't have the technique. I've seen the people that are like, and they're always like basically like running like an auction. They're like, oh, it's up 15% in the last 3 months and 60% in the last month. And blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, what the fuck are you saying? Part of the reason I started this channel is because for whatever reason, my YouTube algorithm just started like giving me all these things. And honestly, what it was is like I probably watched a couple of videos about like the scalpers or whatever. Probably came on like one of the crime shows that I like, or maybe Pop and Meat or something. And I watched that, and so it started like giving me Pokemon stuff. And I saw all these people that were like super knowledgeable, and I just thought it'd be funny to be like, hey, what if I did this whenever I have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about? Honestly, I thought it might be kind of funny, and I've enjoyed kind of like freestyling these videos. So first up, we have this Chimecho. Don't like the name. Don't like the Pokemon. Name doesn't match the Pokemon. Name kind of means nothing. Doesn't sound like anything. I guess, okay, Homeward Chime. So it's a chime? You know, I think of like a wind chime, and it doesn't look like a wind chime. Maybe this is a derivative of a Japanese chime. I don't know. Chimchar. This just screams starter Pokemon, and I feel like it's slightly familiar, like I've seen it before. Like it evolves into like a big, I don't know, flame ape or something like that. I've seen it somewhere in history. I don't know. Is this the current starter Pokemon? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Chimchar. This would be my generation's Charmander. Oh, this is kind of a cool looking Pokemon here. Not feeling the art so far in these. We got a couple cartoony ones. This one, however, is less cartoony. I like the Pokemon in action, like doing their abilities. Like it's spinning attack. It's clearly spinning. I like whenever they combine those things. This evolves from, if I'm being honest, it kind of looks like a mango. Venipede. Okay, so Venipede, Venomous, Centipede, Whirlipede, Whirling. Good names. Rather kind of basic Pokemon. I mean, looks pretty cool, but you know, it looks like it'd be like an early game. It's not like terrible. It's just not like super. It's not cool. Like it's not like Charizard cool or Charmander cool. Crawdaunt. So I think of like Crawfish or Crawdad. Crawdaunt. It's daunting. Great name. Matches the Pokemon well. Evolves from something called Corphish. Pretty decent name. The artwork is pretty cool. I like the claws kind of split in this water. It's a cool scene. Not super, freaked about it. Aggron. Iron. Aggressive iron. Aggro. Iron. I don't know. It's a cool looking Pokemon. It kind of, like in the early days, this may be what like a fossil Pokemon would look like. It kind of reminds me of like Aerodactyl. But I don't think it is, because what it evolves from here, Lairon, certainly doesn't look like fossil Pokemon. Very tough looking Pokemon here. Pretty cool. I like the artwork. I like the ones that are like in action. Probably be cool as a holo. But anyway, Clefable. We recognize Clefable. In fact, I think I have this exact card from another couple episodes back. Cook looks awful proud, and it looks awful elaborate for what is essentially like a sandwich. He's got more classic club sandwiches back here, and then we've got like a hamburger or something here. I don't care about these. Diplin. This is a reverse holo. It kind of looks like an apple, so I get it. It's like Diplin. It's dipped. That's a stupid Pokemon. It's like a caramel apple with eyes. I don't even know what this would, like my generation Pokemon would be. Like just this like single thing. Oh my god, what it evolves from is like a legit an apple. Yeah, and it's called Applin. Diplin. Applin, great name. Diplin, it works with like the way that the Pokemon appears, but I don't even know what to compare that to. It's a stupid Pokemon. Oh, we have a Feebas. I think we had, yeah, we did. We had what this evolves into, and it will flail, which is my generation's Magikarp doing Splash. Oh no, this actually does damage. It does 10 damage for each counter on it. Splash didn't do anything in the game, so this is Magikarp still tends to be, I don't know, maybe the worst Pokemon of all time. That evolves into one of the most iconic. Its top fin is like very strange. It's like a handle of a suitcase. I like the way that the Pokemon is drawn. I like the color scheme. The lips are like, they really contrast the body. And so like, it's a cool design. The artwork is cool on this. That weird suitcase handle fin, pretty damn stupid. That's all right. I mean, you would think a Pokemon this boring, that'd be like, oh, that's effing lame. But no, it's like, I kind of vibe with Feebas a little bit. I love the name. It's not Seabass, it's Feebas. Oh, dude, Alakazam is my guy. Dude, I love Alakazam. No, you guys have no idea like how happy this makes me. Like, dude, since Gen 1, dude, the only games that I ever ran without Alakazam was because I didn't have anybody to like do like a trade with me to get like an Alakazam, and so I'd have to run the game with Kadabra. But Abracadabra and Alakazam are my absolute favorite Pokemon, dude. Like, of all time. That is like my favorite evolutionary chain. It is the best name that there ever has been for like a series of Pokemon. Abracadabra, Alakazam. It doesn't get any more straightforward but brilliant than that. He was so OP in the older games. Like, he could just body everything. In the early games, I don't think they really quite worked out like how things damaged. Neither did the shows, by the way. I can't tell you how many times like Pikachu beat some things that like it absolutely shouldn't. Or like Bulbasaur beat up like a fire Pokemon. Like, that's ridiculous. But the early games were kind of like that. It's like the strategy was like body your opponent in one hit. And it was all about like, if the opponent had a water Pokemon, you hit it with the most powerful, you get 5 uses of PP, you hit it with Thunder. And then like if you had like a fire Pokemon, right? Then you would just hit like the Fire Burst or whatever, one hit, body it. Alakazam like bodied everything with Psychic like in the early games. And so I always ran an Alakazam whenever I could. I was one of the first people that I knew to have Pokemon Blue, and so I had to run the game a few times with Kadabra. But dude, this makes me really, really happy, really excited, dude. Alakazam is the business, dude. Alakazam kicks so much ass, dude. He fucking rules. He's so cool. Look at his spoons. The artwork is really cool. I love the colorful kind of pink trees behind him, and he's just like, and it almost looks like he parted them with his mind, because he's psychic and he's just appearing through this bush or through the trees or whatever, just ready to absolutely wreck you. He's got these little balls of like psychic energy or something that are kind of like surrounding him. Super cool character. Love the mustache. Always loved the mustache. Kind of looks like a cat, God, such a cool Pokemon. Such a cool Pokemon. This isn't even like the final pull either. Oh, it is. Okay. No, yeah, I'm fine with that. I thought I already pulled the energy because we have been getting like a lot of like triple hollows, and I kind of lost track of where I was. Oh my God, dude, I'm so excited, dude. Alakazam rules so much, dude. This whole video, it's like I've got one more pack to open, and like I don't even care. Like, nostalgia. Originally, I kind of had a hard time finding Alakazam as well. Like, whenever I was a kid, it's like I'd side hustle a little bit to try to get like a couple of bucks to buy like a $2 booster pack or whatever, or $3 I think is maybe what they cost. And so there was no option. Like, the very first pack of Pokemon cards I got was like an actual deck that you could buy. It had like Machamp as like the holographic in it. And so like that was like my first holographic card was like Machamp. And it was just like part of like, I don't know if it was like a battle deck or something, or maybe it was just totally random. Maybe it was like a guaranteed you get the Machamp and everything else was random. I don't know. It was so long ago. But it was like when Pokemon first came out in the United States. And I was like 8 or 9 years old or something like that. And we picked them up actually, of all places, I think at Blockbuster. And I can't remember if my mom bought them for me and my brother or if like my grandma did. I can't remember, but I remember seeing them. They were like, oh, Pokemon, that's so cool, And they bought us the box and had the Machamp. But pretty much every instance after that, it's like we were pretty much just like getting boosters. I don't remember there being like, there definitely wasn't like the Pokemon Center boxes that I can remember. They may have had like the little tins that had like like a few boosters in them, like 3 boosters. I remember getting 3 boosters. Maybe that's because that's what I could afford, or maybe that's what the price was whenever we went into like Walgreens or somewhere. And we're like, Mom, can we have it? Hey, Grandma, can we have it? It's like, oh, how many can we get? And you can get 3. You know, maybe that's what the case was. But I remember opening them in 3s a lot. So basically, the original like entire like first edition Pokemon cards that I completed the set for, I had to get them all from like booster packs and from like trading people. And so Alakazam, like I played the games and I always thought Alakazam was cool, but like it did take me a little bit to get him. That brings back so many like fond memories of me like trying to trade off a bunch of like trash cards for like one good card, and you know, and like going through the binder and like trying to convince somebody to take 15 common duplicates that I had for like their one holographic. Just being a kid. I remember there was one time we had family or something that was like from out of town, and I grew up in Mississippi. So everybody wanted to go, the adults wanted to go to a casino. There's a bunch of casinos down there. Of course, children are not allowed in casinos, but most of the casinos had like kids play areas. And they were always like really fun. And I remember going in there and just like running an absolute racket on the kids in there because like I was super passionate about Pokemon and, you know, like collecting the cards. And man, admittedly, these kids had like no idea. And I was just doing some savage, ugly trades that I would be ashamed of now. Ducklet. This kind of reminds me of a little bit of like Gold Duck. Or not Gold Duck, Psyduck. Psyduck is the first one. This looks like a very like an early game Pokemon that doesn't really do much. I like the art style. It's that kind of in-between doodle and a true piece of like watercolor art or something. I like the scene. You know, you got this Magikarp sticking out. Ducklet is a great name as well. Emolga. I feel like I've seen one of these either in an earlier pack. It's like a flying squirrel. Emolga. Don't like the name. The name doesn't match the Pokemon. Not that it has to. I'm just saying, like, I've always liked whenever the names are, you know, kind of match what the Pokemon looks like. Oh, now we have a Growlithe. So now we have, and this is also the Hisuian, or Hisuian. I don't know what the hell it is, but we got both of them now. This has been a great video, dude. And I actually like this Growlithe a lot more than the first gen. Like he seems more dog-like. Like Growlithe was always like kind of like tough looking. And this is like, kind of like my dogs, which are both snoring at my feet right now. But like the poofy fur is like covering his eyes. I like the design of it. Now the artwork on this one, it kind of looks AI generated to me, if I'm being honest. It looks like it was taken out of like a video game. Like the feet look absolutely silly. They're just like cylinders, like it's made out of Play-Doh. So I like the design of the Pokemon. Do not like what they chose to do. And the illustrator is Whisker, which I don't know if that's somebody's name, like nickname, or their real name, or if it's like the name of like a program, but this looks generated. This doesn't look drawn, which I can't really appreciate at all. 0 on the artwork, in my opinion. Monferno. So this would be the second evolutionary stage of, I think, what we saw earlier. Yeah. Oh no, Chimchar. What did we see earlier that I thought may have been? Yeah, it is a Chimchar. Yeah, that's what it was. So Chimchar is a fantastic name. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. That leads me to believe that this is absolutely a starter Pokemon from some generation. Chimchar, Chimp, Char, like it's charred. God, wait, was this Generation 2's? Do I know this Pokemon? No, it couldn't have been Generation 2. I don't remember all those Pokemon. I just remember the 150. Dang. But Chimchar, Charmander, you know, Salamander, Chard. Now it's Chimchar. It's a chimp that's charred. Great name. And then we have Monferno, Inferno, Monkey. Great fucking name. Boomerang Energy, whatever the hell that is. Slurpuff. I think we've seen this before, and last time it was like surrounded by like sugar cookies, and now it's like in a candy shop. So I don't really care much for this Pokemon, but I liked what the artist did on creating the last Slurpuff I saw, which is from Mega Evolutions. I think that was like the first video. I thought they did a good job like aligning the Pokemon to like a lifestyle, and they've done the same thing here. Like this kind of looks like cotton candy, like the Pokemon does. It looks like it's or like maybe like a sundae and like a cherry on top, and it's just constantly eating sweets. And I don't know anything about these Pokemon, but I feel like I'm kind of understanding the lore a little bit. This is a Pokemon that must like sweets because you had the sugar cookies and it was bacon sugar cookies, and now we've got maybe some pavlova or some cheesecake or something up here, and what looks like a pizza that's got gumdrops on it. Uh-oh. Perrin has made a comeback here. Me and Perrin have a little bit of a history. We're a little bit rocky right now. She wanted to take some inappropriate pictures of me last time I saw her, and I told her no because we were in public. Not much for PDA. But so she's a little upset with me right now. But it's not going to last long. You know, me and Perrin, we do this all the time. It's very toxic, but it's very sensual and erotic as well. You know, and you can tell the colors of the hair. You know, she's wild. You can tell by the way she dresses for me. Like, it's frightening how bad she wants me. So we'll be fine. And we have a holographic here, whatever this is, a reverse holo. It's a trainer card named Kieran. Can't really tell if it's a male or female, but Kieran, whatever, looks like they need to get some sleep. They look rough. Oh, and we have a reverse holo Aaron. I think we had the evolved form of that somewhere back here, right? That was that, oh my god, what was it called? Agron? Hell, I don't know. It was around here somewhere. Hell, hey, it wasn't even this video. This is kind of like a cutesy looking Pokemon. Definitely like something that like evolves into something. The Agron, we already know that, but you can tell just by looking at it. I don't know what the A is, but the name is kind of there. Like it's a pretty good name because it sounds like iron, you know, and it's clearly like a metal looking Pokemon. I do like the artwork though. They did a good job of making it seem very small, like a very small, like a gerbil sized kind of Pokemon. And this like gravel here, and you know, they got the grass that's way taller than it. Scale is something that I think Pokemon has always struggled with, because I always thought that like a Caterpie would be extremely like small, but the show is always kind of like Ash could like hold it in their arms. And like his arms and like carry it, and like it wasn't that big. And then like I felt like Charizard was literally like 5'2", you know. It's like when I feel like Charizard should be like gigantic. And so sometimes they seemed really big, sometimes they seemed really small. And I feel like scale has always just been really hard to make like realistic in Pokemon. But I feel like this particular piece of art did a good job of making it seem like a very small Pokemon. It's like stage 1, and then it grows up into like a big frightening Agron or whatever that thing was called. And are we on the final? There's the energy. And this is the final. And we have a, oh, why in the hell is it going to give me this name? Pheasantipity. Okay, that's actually a pretty savage name. Very good name. So serendipity and then pheasant, you know, pheasantipity. So like pheasant and serendipity. Great, absolutely fantastic name. Also, it's kind of like a half badass looking Pokemon. The claws are incredibly menacing, but it has this weird thing coming out of its chest that looks, I don't even know what it looks like. It's like some weird, like, I don't know, it's just like a structure of some sort. It's a very feminine looking Pokemon. In fact, the beak kind of mouth thing even looks like it has like lipstick on, and it looks like it has fake eyelashes. The design of the Pokemon is very cool. Like I said, this really confuses me. Its chest or whatever. Artwork is fantastic. A lot of energy, a lot of action going on. I like it. It's a very exciting looking Pokemon. I'm sure it's like really powerful. It's a psychic, and I vibe with the psychic Pokemons, like my Alakazam over here, although nothing will ever replace the Alakazam as my favorite psychic Pokemon. But for a Pokemon I've never seen before, I've never even heard of, like it does get me like a little bit hyped, because you don't see a lot of Pokemon that are like obnoxiously feminine, and so it has like a unique look. The artwork itself, there's some stuff going on in the background. This is a horizontal holographic, and I can't tell if it's like losing feathers floating back here, or if that's like rocks and stuff, because it just destroyed the landscape. This is a Pokemon that to me would kind of feel like it would feel like a sleeper. Like if you were a kid and you came across this, you'd be like, oh, it's a girl and girls have cooties. But like in reality, the Pheasantipity, which is a kind of a silly name, like absolutely like bodies other Pokemon. Well, that might be the best opening that we've had so far. There was just so many winners in this one. You know what I mean? There's Agron I couldn't find earlier. This is a cool Pokemon. Crawdaunt, it's a good name. Whirlipede is a good name. Clefable, we recognize, a little bit of nostalgia. We have like a complete new Growlithe, or Hisuian Growlithe, and Hisuian Arcanine. This is really cool. This looks AI generated. I don't mess with this, but I like the design. That Arcanine looks so damn cool though. The design of that Pokemon is so sick. I love its face, dude. It's like a samurai mask is awesome. And some other like awesome names, the Chimchar and like the Monferno. Excellent names for Pokemon that I'm kind of familiar with, but you know, not really. And of course, you know, we had the back and forth with Perrin. You know, we're still kind of on the rocks a little bit. This thing, which I've never heard of before, which I like the different approach of not being quite so, it could be male, could be female. You know, this is a very feminine looking Pokemon, and I like that kind of intentional design of that. Although its weird little chest bow arm things are pretty damn stupid. And then we had this like amazing piece of story right here, this one holographic card of a Torkoal that just has so much going on with it. Can't say enough good things about that. I really just like enjoy that card. I don't know who the old man is. I don't know anything about Torkoal. Torkoal's even like a little bit dorky looking, if I'm being honest, but it's so cool. Whatever. That's stupid. That's stupid. And of course, the belle of the ball, mother effing Alakazam, dude. That was a heck of a lot of fun. I'm ZWade. Thanks for watching this episode of Clueless Card Pulls. Make sure you like and subscribe, because I'm about to make another one. We'll see you next time.